So I just like to update as a victim of gang stalking. So much stuff happened in the last year and a half that I had to write it down on paper so I could remember it. I mean, it's just, cause I keep forgetting. I remember this and I forget that. And I knew about gang stalking. I saw videos on it, and I just thought it was so stupid. Why would you get yourself caught? If you're a criminal running the government, why would you build cases up against you? And then as a Christian, I realized that personally, I believe we're in the end times, and they're actually trying to get this mind control stuff ready for the Antichrist, because he's not God. He will claim to be God, so he's gonna pull off a bunch of miracles and by using technology, by going into your head, reading your thoughts, prayers that God would do. I don't know if he could read your thoughts or not, but there's people that say he can, like smart computer and smart desk and all that. But here we go. What happened is I uploaded a video of my ex-girlfriend. She has some anomaly on her face. I put it under the title A Reptilian Hybrid because I asked her questions and she would never ever answer me. She would always change the subject, which was suspicious. And then her reaction in the video was very suspicious. She was trying to hide her face. And okay, so the first thing was I had a friend that died. She was an organ donor, had a heart attack. She was my age, and it seems like they might have shot her with a weapon. They sold her organs. The reason why I said there's foul play is the nurses on her Facebook account, her friends, her Facebook friends, they were saying stuff like, "Oh, Lisa, enjoy your vacation that's coming up." She had no vacation planned. She wasn't even on Facebook for a year and a half. Her brothers are the ones that found the post. Then after she died, they were like 1, 2, 3, launch off, and they were just laughing and cackling like a bunch of creeps. Then her brothers were upset, and these are some guys that are they're real friendly, but they're the kind of guys I ain't gonna say anymore. And then at a red light, soon after that, I uploaded that video of my ex-girlfriend, Reptilian Hybrid video. Things started happening to me. I had a truck pull up, and this military guy run up to my door and try and get inside my car door and try to get at me. And this is how I know that it was the government. I called 911. They answer, no one says anything, and then they hang up. And then I drive a few blocks away, and my friend's with me. He's like thinking this is crazy. And I call again, 911, and they answer, and no one says anything, and they hang up. So the third time's a charm. I call a third time, they answer, no one says anything, and then they hang up again. 3 times in a row. And then I went to Mercy Hospital in Hillcrest, San Diego, for an asthma attack. I told them I was dying, and it took them 4 hours to get me back there to see a doctor. I was basically laying on the floor trying to call 911 for my cell phone, but I couldn't get a signal in there. Okay, then the nurses were all creepy. They were like, I asked them for water, and they kept saying they were going to get me some water, and they never came back. And they were just being creepy. And then the IV they gave me was making me sicker and sicker. My asthma got better, but then I started getting really sick. By the next morning, I felt like I was dying. When you're dying, you get dingy, your body starts giving up. And I heard an inner voice of God, I believe, that said, "Get up, go." And I got up and went. And I got better within hours, completely better within 3 days. And, then a few months later, in February of 2017, I was getting bit by something, mosquito, bed bugs. My friend said, lay some shipping tape around your bed, and if it's bed bugs, you'll catch it inside the shipping tape. So I laid some shipping tape around my bed, and I caught a whole bunch of this strange rice material, like plastic-looking white rice. And it was all over my apartment suddenly, and I don't remember this stuff ever being. I've been in the same spot for 27 years, and this stuff was like all over my place. And then I laid some more shipping tape down. I made sure the fans were off, windows were closed, and 3 hours later, this stuff was covered in the shipping tape. So I make a video because the people in the condos were always creepy. So I said, I think this rice material is coming from these condos right over here. Some kind of DARPA device, technology. Next thing you know, 5 to 6 huge guys in suits come jogging out to the platform. This is wintertime, cold day, and they're sweating bricks. Not only that, but they come out right when I'm filming them, saying this stuff's coming from the condos, like they're watching me in live time. They come out, they realize the camera's on them. They're pointing over at my window basically. And they're freaking out. Now they know I got them on video. I think they're coming over here to get me because this white material stuff was about to be discovered publicly. But they froze because I had them on video. So I upload the video to YouTube. Next thing I know, the video freezes. Then my next 2 videos freeze. And then within about 15 minutes to 30 minutes, my entire channel freezes. My channel never froze before. The entire channel froze for 12 hours. I went downstairs and asked my brother. He got his laptop out. He goes, yeah, your channel's froze. Then I told him what was going on. I came back upstairs, and a car pulls up with a guy in a suit, and he's sweating bricks. His hair is it's wet. It's wintertime. And he sits in his car. He's not even getting out of his car. So a voice in my head, and I believe it's God again, tells me, the guy has a gun. He's coming to kill you. My brother was in the driveway washing out a trash can, unaware of the situation. The guy was there for about 25, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and he just drives off. And then I go to a friend's house for 2 nights because this stuff is just so creepy. I come back, and there's white materials all over my house. So I make a video. I say, get this stuff out of my apartment. I'm going to go around to the colleges, to the science labs, and find out what this stuff is. Within 5 days, that entire white rice material stuff was removed from my apartment, completely gone. And they must have moved all by itself because no one came in here. Under the door. I don't have a weather strip. Then, after that, I was praying to God, and the voice convicted me. The Holy Spirit told me to search online for the rice material. So I did, and I found something else. I won't even say what it is, but it's something that all of us are eating and getting sprayed with. It's everywhere, and the entire world's getting covered in this stuff. It's completely illegal, and it freaked me out. And then some guy had a video and a device on how to see it and everything, and I made my first video about it, and within 7 to 10 minutes, while I'm filming this video about it, this substance, a black helicopter starts flying over my studio apartment in circles aggressively. And I believe in the Bible, it talks about us being forced to eat the Eucharist, which leads to the mark of the devil, the mark of the beast. It can't be a chip, because you know how hard it would be to force everyone to take a chip. This stuff is small. You need like a microscope to see it. There's other ways to see it. And basically, there's no way to say no to it. It's in our air. It's in our food. It's everywhere. A lot of you probably know what I'm talking about. But even though everyone else talks about it, it's part of the deal that I don't talk about it. It's the deal between me and God, because God's sizing them up for something right now. Big things are happening. So that happened, and then what happened after that, I was driving my friend around, and these cars were like just on my tail. So I took my friend to his mom's house, and while he's at the security gate trying to open the gate, a voice in my head out of nowhere says, park your car diagonally, they're going to try and block you in right now. And I wasn't even expecting anyone following me, because there was no one behind me when I pulled up there. And next thing I know, I parked diagonally, and this minivan pulls up with these 2 old creepy guys. I mean, they just had like hate. They went like, they looked at me, and it was just creepy. The creepiest thing of the day. So we end up coming back to my house. I drop them off. I come back home, and a few blocks from my house, the guy blocks everyone at the at the green light, at the arrow, and he won't make a turn. He leans into the mirror, looks at me, and goes, like, I'm talking too much. And to prove that it wasn't him by himself, this is organized, a minivan pulls up in the red zone, the bus area. A guy walks out all the way into the traffic, right in front of my bumper. He's that far from my bumper, and starts directing traffic to go around this guy who's blocking everybody. He's like, don't worry about it. Just go around him, don't worry about it. So it was meant for me. Okay, this is how creepy this stuff is. And they know where you're at, because I was driving, and they started following me, and they had to have me tracked by the phone or the dentures, and there's all this, implants that the dentists are putting in people. You could Google this stuff. So that happened, and then I came home, and I showed a counselor how to see this stuff with the device and everything, and she kind of leaned into the device and kind of showed me that she has some anomaly on her face, and then I knew she was in on it. And that the stuff we were all getting sprayed with, she thought it was cool. So I come home, and there's these 2 huge military guys in the condos with this little Dweed guy, and they're talking like in a circle, and they turn around and look at me. I'm walking up my steps, and they turn around and look at me, and they go like that, and I was like,